Okay. Versatile Vigilante, Young Vince, Uncle Vinny. Got a very special guest in the building. The very talented SHANUKA.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure, man. Thank you for coming out all the way from Scarborough. Much appreciated.
Of course. Thank you for having me. Like I said, again, it's I always appreciate it when people reach out and,
My pleasure, man. I see what you're doing. I really fuck with it. I know we have a lot of kind of mutual acquaintances as well, so very excited to get this going. But how's life treating you, man, first and foremost?
Life is a great question. Life's been good. I think this year has been like a lot of ups and downs, but a lot of like learning experiences. I feel like I really feel like I'm stepping into, like my true self. So yeah, like right now I think I'm good. I'm working on a lot of things. We'll get into, but yeah, right now I'm pretty solid. So
good, man. It's good to hear. I was watching you did an interview pretty recently. We just talked about that before camera, and you were mentioning how, you're at an age where you're not like a kid anymore. You're still young, but you've got some experience under your belt. You've done some things, seen some things. You feel like you're kind of getting in a groove in that way.
Yeah, like as like adulthood or in my career.
Yeah, as a person,
As a person, no, for sure. Like I feel like this year I've been just even seeing old photos and memories. Like I can see how much I grew from like being a teenager, because I feel like when we're a teenager, everyone thinks you're grown, and then you kind of get to adulthood. And I think like I'm 24, 2025. It really hit me like, okay, now I'm an adult. Because even like 20, 21, 22, I was still a teenager, I feel like. But now I really feel like all that work I put in internally, like I feel it coming into like, coming to life, and it's been sick.
I relate to that, bro. Holy crazy technical difficulty. I relate to that a lot, man, because like if you talk to someone older, like parents, they'll be like, you're only 24, you're so young, but you don't know that. Like you've lived your life, like you've gone through shit, so you see how far you've come. It's kind of interesting to see, like, man, starting to make my own decisions, dealing with consequences and success from your actions,
For sure. A lot more responsibility, and like it's like in my hands now, right? Like my life and my career and what I want to do, the person I want to be. It's like I don't really have someone to kind of guide me. I mean, I still do, but it's more on myself now. So it's hard, but it's worth it, I think. Yeah.
I feel you, man. I feel like that's the only way, though. Like, I don't know. I'm getting a vibe early from you, too, where if you had someone trying to tell you what to do, it wouldn't work. I feel like you got to do your own thing. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, that's so fair. I feel like I've always been like that. Like, I've never been, like, a troublemaker. I've always been, like, a good kid. But I feel like I've always kind of felt a little... Like, I've had friends and stuff. I always felt a little different from people in terms of what I wanted. And then, like... I think now as an adult, it's like I'm not going to take shit from anyone, So it's like I know who I am. I know I'm a good person. So it's like I don't really care what people think of me or what they have to say. Like I'm just going to keep doing me.
I like that a lot, man. Because if you're not doing you and you're just doing shit to make people happy, you won't be feeling good. And what good is that?
Yeah, that's not good. And I feel like I think our generation, like my generation, I think they're more free-spirited, and they kind of are like just embodying their true selves, which is I see it more like versus like back in the day it was kind of like a structure, and we had to like be a certain way and like timing and all that. But now it's like people are more free, which is cool.
I think so, bro. I think there's definitely a freedom, and then there's also this barrier that older generations didn't have of the social media thing.
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, we're free to do our thing and experiment and all that, but then it's also like, oh shit, is this post gonna get the traction I thought it would get?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like there's
true.
A weird balance right now.
Yeah, I feel like people are so caught up. There's good and bad for sure with social media. I think it reveals more of the truth, but it also kind of distracts us from the truth at the same time. Like, with all the fucked up shit happening in the world, I think we see what it really, I don't know what's really going on, but then we're also distracted because everyone's so caught up with like Instagram and Twitter and
so much, man.
Yeah, it's so much.
Even with music, like there's so much music out there, so many podcasts out there, so many like bad shit, good shit. Like it's tough to zero in on kind of what you want to focus on sometimes.
That's true.
You posted some shit pretty recently, because I had to do my research. I saw you posted a story where you said like you weren't too well, you were kind of misunderstood as a kid, you know, you said something
Yeah.
like, I was always a cool kid but I felt a little misunderstood, something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I think I said what was my, it was like a tweet. Oh, I was saying like I'm not trying to be cool and mysterious on social media. Like I'm trying to create a community and like a safe space for people that were like outcasts their whole life. Cause like for me, I always had friends and it was never like I was like a loner type thing, but I always felt a little like left out and I always felt a little different. Just because of my interests and like I don't know the way I thought and maybe just being a creative, I feel like creatives are always a little left out because their minds just function differently. But yeah, what did I say? You were saying that. Oh yeah, as a kid, that's why I brought it up because yeah, I think it's like as an adult, I like I said, I'm embodying my true self, and I know there's people that are still working on it. So I want to kind of, you know, be like, you don't have to look at me and be like, oh, she's sick. I want you to be like, oh, I can also do what she's doing, like type thing. So
I like that a lot, man. I like that you kind of touch on how you're never a finished product, you know, like
yeah,
you're not that, you're never done, like you're
yeah,
never what
facts.
anyone says you are, you're never what you even think you are. You keep going.
Yeah,
That's what I
exactly.
took from it.
I think with like growing and evolving, like you're constantly contradicting yourself, but it's because you're always changing, right? So it's like I could say one thing. It's not to say I'm gonna be like doing the opposite thing of what I'm saying. It just kind of like it might contradict as I keep growing and whatever, learning things and realizing. And till I die, like it's always gonna be like changing and evolving. It's never gonna be still, which I don't want to be still anyway. So
Very real, man, because you always want to be doing something, like trying. I think that's what it is.
yeah,
You put effort in, then you're gonna bump your knees a little bit,
yeah.
you know, but it's gonna be sick at the same time.
And it's fun. It's like fun to like kind of like, see like, oh, what if I did this, where it could take me, right? Like even with music, it was never something that like I was like I want to be an artist. Like always as a kid thought it was cool. And then I just started putting out music and it just kind of like grew itself and people started to find it and it was like, whoa, like I never thought I would be doing what I do now. So it's dope. It's fun. It's like you never know what's gonna happen. So
Real shit. You create opportunities for
yeah,
yourself.
exactly.
You probably told this story before, but for the vigilante viewers out here, how did you even decide to put out your first music? When did you even make your first
My first
song?
song.
It, like not necessarily your first, but like
Yeah.
your origins.
My origin. So it was like I always had covers, I guess from like middle school to high school, just like random covers. So like people knew like in school and stuff, okay, that she sings, like you know, I sing.
Okay.
And then I think like end of high school, I was like, I remember telling my friend, I remember this conversation, we were talking about music, and I was like, I want to make my own music, and I just want to like, I feel like it's something I could do, and she's like, yeah, you should totally do it. So then I started to like experiment with GarageBand and I started to like make little beats like myself. And then my mom got me a microphone, which was nice because I could record like nice cleaner vocals. And then I just put on SoundCloud and it's for like my friends type thing. And then it started to pick up on SoundCloud. Like more people started to find it. And then from there, started putting it on Spotify and like streaming. And then that just opened a whole different door like into the, I guess, music scene. And yeah, that's how it started.
Good for you, man. Were you a SoundCloud kid?
Yes, I was. I was. I remember like grade 10 is when I was like, I was getting so tired of like mainstream music, and it was YouTube that I actually like used first to discover more like underground stuff. And then I started finding this whole different world of music where I was like, whoa, and I felt like I could relate to it more. And then I discovered SoundCloud, and I was like, this is even crazier because it's not just like, it's like anyone, like so many different, like random people on SoundCloud that are just so fire. Yeah, so that was my shit for sure, SoundCloud.
Yo, same, man. What you said earlier about like our generations kind of like feel free to do shit. I think the SoundCloud stuff was a big part of that.
Yeah.
Because like someone like, think about now, like, who are the biggest guys? A lot of them really started on SoundCloud.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Uzi was like a weird kind of rapper.
Yeah.
You know, little kid from Philly. SoundCloud.
Yeah, it's insane. It's even like people like Steve Lacy, like Kali Uchis, like those are like artists I listen to, like Tyler the Creator. I guess Tyler wasn't really on SoundCloud, but yeah, it was like so crazy. Opened so many doors for so many people.
100%, man. So you got a little bit of buzz from the people that were around you when you were dropping that music. Did that kind of light a fire in you to keep pushing it a little bit more?
Yeah, it kind of did because I don't know. I guess as a kid, I never saw like brown, like a lot of brown people just in media in general, and then doing music. I never seen like brown women, so I never thought something I could do. So like I never thought people would like listen to me like that. I don't know, maybe it's like an insecurity I had that like who would really like would people really fuck with me like that. But when people start to like actually fuck with it, I was like, oh, it made me feel good, and it made me feel good that I can like connect with people with music. So that kind of pushed me, and also my friends for sure too. Like my friends are the ones that like push me to get kind of post my stuff, but then seeing like strangers connect to it and like hit me up and DM me if they like fuck with me, I was like, whoa, like I was like, it makes you feel good. So I was like, yeah, it's definitely something that I want to keep doing.
Very dope, man. And what was it for you? Like, did you make it kind of a consistent thing, or were you still kind of just doing it as the inspiration came? What was?
I think it definitely gave me like more motivation to keep making music. So I always was like making beats and stuff and uploading it to SoundCloud. Like that time I started to pop, like really start, I was very motivated to like keep posting and be consistent. And then through there, like posting onto like streaming, I met like my producers and stuff, like my main producer I've been working with for like years. We connected that way, and then I started working with him, and then it got even crazier because like obviously I'm like okay at producing. I don't claim to be a producer, but he was very sick, and then that just elevated my music, and then it started to pick up on Spotify and like grow a lot on Spotify, and it was just like that. I just kept like I met people, and like that helped me make my sound better and better, and it just kept growing like that. It was insane.
Love that, man. And I saw, again, I sound like a fucking creep. You post on your story, but I saw this shit.
You have to do your research.
Gotta do my research, man. I think you posted that just now, though. You have like 700,000 plays on one of your songs.
Yeah.
Hurricane.
Yeah.
Congratulations for that, man. That's a lot of plays.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I have like over 1 million streams on Spotify now, and I'm like, I never would have thought. Like, I always thought maybe like 100K was cool. So when I hit my first 100K, I was like insane. And then like I have like a lot of them are like over 100K now. So, and it was very like organic the way it started picking up. Like I didn't even do a lot of marketing or all that shit. It just like picked up because people just like it, and yeah, it was crazy.
Yo, I wasn't familiar with your music before we got in touch, but definitely dove in, and that's the vibe I got, like very organic. Like I could tell this is what you're interested in. I could tell you're not trying to just get popping in terms of plays or anything like that. Like I could see it, man. I see the work you put in.
Thank you.
It makes sense to me, bro. Like it feels very authentic. So shout out to you for that.
Yes, thank you.
Not a whole lot of that out there, I feel.
No, it's not. So that means so much that you see it, because it's something that like I talk about a lot. I feel like it's just the music scene is very like oversaturated, and everyone's trying to get like go viral. But to me, like I'm cool with the pace I'm going at. I'm not trying to have like go viral and whatever. I want to keep it authentic and organic, and like be intentional with my art always. So yeah, I think people feel that intent, and that's why they kind of gravitate towards it. So
I think you're on a good path, man. I think you're building like a really strong organic fan base, and with that you can go as far as you want to go, man, because they'll support you.
Exactly.
I think if you just decided, let me just go all in on trying to hit a viral hit, you don't have real supporters. You know, you might have people that play your shit once or twice, but are they going to check out for every drop you have, everything you post? I don't think so.
Yeah, I agree. And it's like, I notice it with I never like, I don't know, it's weird because I'm like, I know I have this organic audience, but I never think like I guess I know they fuck with me, but you never think like, yo, they fuck with me so hard. But it's like I haven't dropped in a while because I've been working on something, and it's crazy how many DMs I get like, yo, what are you dropping music? What are you doing? Like people literally like freaking out, and I'm like, damn, I didn't think like you guys like were that into me like that. So it's really cool, and yeah, it's fucking insane. And it's like it's very like hard for me to believe it. It's my imposter syndrome, but yeah.
That's some real shit you deal with?
Yeah, for sure. I don't know why. It's like I accept, like I take in all the love, but I guess it's just like it goes back to me being a kid and never thinking like I can do what I do now, and then me living, what I want to do. It's very weird, but yeah.
It is weird, right?
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but sometimes I'll look back on shit that I've done and I'm like, damn, that's actually quite a bit of things. Like,
yeah,
made it a far way as opposed to, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, just a kid,
Mm-hmm.
So I feel that imposter syndrome sometimes. It's
Right?
like, oh, fuck. But then you got to hold it down for yourself and be like, yo, I did this shit.
Mm-hmm. Like, you have to give yourself credit. I think it's, like, hard with the way the world is. Like, people are so, like, you're so, like, what's next, right? So it's like, if I look back 5 years, everything I'm doing now, I would have been like, that's, like, I want everything I want to do. But then now that I'm doing it, it's like, I'm grateful, but it's still, like, I guess because the world is so fast-paced that you kind of feel like you need to catch up a bit. So it's like, okay, what next? But then I reflect a lot and I think back and I'm like I feel gratitude. I'm like, wow, like I have to give myself credit because I got very far. And even with you, like, I seen, like, you interview so many people. You have so many people on your show. So it's dope, like, from when you started, right?
Appreciate it, man. You know what? Like, I'm just big on that for anybody. Like, you gotta... Because we're hard on ourselves, bro. I think as a creative, like you mentioned earlier, so hard on yourself. Cool. But there has to be that balance of, yo, you did a lot of shit. Like, you've done well.
Yeah.
Can't always just be, oh, man, I could do better.
Yeah.
You can, but you got to show yourself some love, too.
Yeah, you do. I think it helps you be more present, too. Because it's like, when are we, people are always like, as a kid, you're kind of like, yeah, for the future, like, you work hard in the future. But it's like, when is the future? Like, it's like we're living, it's like, it's always the present. We're always living in the present. So it's like, be happy now, like.
Exactly, bro. Yeah. Like, yo, especially if you got, like, such good shit going on. Like, we got to open our eyes sometimes. Like, fuck, man, things are pretty good right now.
Yeah.
Let's enjoy that. You shouldn't feel guilty about that, right? Especially when you've done, like what you said at the beginning, too. You're just trying to be good person, do your thing. Like, that's real. Yeah, good things come from that. We got to enjoy that.
Yeah, that's facts. No, I needed to hear that because it's sometimes, get in your head, but I'm working on it. I think this year I gotten better at it and it like helped me be more confident, and I'm happy with the pace I'm going at, like I said, and I'm not trying to rush anything, just let it flow and happen the way it's supposed to happen.
Proud of you, man.
Yeah,
I fucking love that shit.
Thank you.
Because, yo, I really like seeing... I'm a couple years older than you, but same generation, you know? I like seeing people our age, young people that do that for themselves, bro. Because there's no one that's going to do it for us, man. We got to be number one for,
Facts.
Yeah. It's hard out here. We got to do it, man. Yeah. And I like that you said, too, like, you're getting better. That's what we do. You get better. Yeah. Time goes on, you get better. As long as you keep fucking trying.
Yeah. You have to. You have to keep trying. Because it's like... But, yeah, no, you're right. It's like you're the only one. You have people to support you. But at the end of the day, it's your decision. Like, if you want to be... where you want to take your life, if you want to be happy, you want to be unhappy, like, it's really on you. And it's like something I've held myself accountable for sure, is like, this is really, it's my decision, like, if I want to be happy or like what I want to do to make myself happy. So I've been more mindful of that, like, and holding myself accountable for like how I put myself in, like, put myself down. And I read a tweet, I'm trying to quote it, but it was like, something about look at the way, or like hold yourself accountable for the suffering that you put yourself through, or some shit like that. And I was like, that was crazy, because that's so facts. I feel like we're so quick to point the finger and be like, oh, it's because of this and this person, because I went through this. But it's like, no, look at yourself, and like a lot of the times it's because of you, right? It's like your own pain and your shit. We're getting so like deep into it, but
this is what I like, bro. This is what I like. You're speaking my language.
Yeah.
100%. But because it's real fucking shit, man. It's real shit. Like, yeah. Again, I saw you posted a fucking story about this recently, about how there's so much bad shit going on. You gotta find your little ways to like stay positive. And yo, it's fucking true. Like I think people want us to be miserable. I really feel that way. And I can't do that.
Yeah.
You know?
It's just like, it's honestly it's not even our fault though. It's like literally the way we literally born into a structure and a system that is built for like misery, you know? And it's like some people can kind of force themselves out of it, but like most people, I feel like they need people to be miserable. Like, you know what I mean?
Misery loves company.
Yeah. And it's like, it's insane. And I think you have to just fight against it and be like, not fall into that system, because it's like I said, it's not even our fault. It's just this world that we live in, and it's like all the shit that's going on in the world. Like, this is insane. Like, how is this going on? Like, people are like heartless, soulless beings. It's fucked up. And it's like you have to find that spirit within yourself and like, I don't know, like just stay in touch with your soul, because it's so easy to lose it in this world. So
you summed it up well by saying like, yo, we do have to fight for it. Like, I think that's the key. It's a daily challenge. It's not like, yo, if I do this, I'm set now. Like, I can walk this path freely. Yeah. It's constant, like, effort, you know?
It really is. There's always something being, like, thrown at you, like, forever. But I think it gets easier when you start to, like, do the internal work, which is, I think, something people forget to do, because we're so caught up with the external world and what's going around and like money and fame and whatever, success, that it's like they forget to do that internal work. And I think doing that will kind of help and make things easier, you know? Like,
huge facts.
Yeah.
Huge facts.
I had to learn, you know, I went through a lot of fucked up shit. So it's like, I know I'm young, but I know like when I turn 50, you know, people have like a midlife crisis. I don't think I'm going to have a midlife crisis because I'm already doing the work.
I love that.
So, yeah.
Yo, that's real shit, though. Again, like I see that midlife crisis stuff where the guy will have like a Ferrari in his 50s and shit. That's just like to try to cover that wound, you know? And that never works because you weren't being true to yourself.
Yeah, it doesn't. And it's like, for sure, like money would solve like a lot of my problems right now, but like, is it really gonna solve them all? Like, not really, because it's like there's like rich, successful people out there that are like miserable too, right? 100%. And then you hear about it, and then they get into drugs and all that. That's a whole other story, you know, conversation. But it's like interesting because it's like you have everything from you know being like a middle class civilian. You look at them, you're like, you have everything though. Like, why are you miserable? And it's because it's like they're not doing the internal work. So
you think money buys happiness or no?
I don't think so. I think temporary happiness.
I think it buys comfort.
Yeah.
Doesn't buy happiness.
That's true. Know? I agree.
You can be in a fucking $1 million mansion with everything you want, but if you don't sleep at night, bro, you know, you can't stand yourself. Yeah. How can you pay for that?
Exactly.
Impossible.
I agree. That's true. It buys comfort, but not happiness.
That's what I think, man. Like, I don't know, in your line of work, you tell me, like, I'm sure you're around a lot of that type of shit where you see other people in the music industry in it for maybe reasons that aren't the most honorable. Is that fair to say?
For sure. Like, I think I keep myself away from, like, bullshit people like that. And I also have, like, a great manager that kind of, she kind of is the one that deals with that more than me. So she'll, like, I guess, protect me from it. But I've seen it firsthand. Like, the more serious you get, the more, like, you know, the business part of it, the industry part of it, you're going to, like, be exposed to that. And I've seen a lot of weirdos that are, like, you can just like, I don't know, I can read, I feel like I pick up on people's energy right away. And I can just, like, just the way they speak about things, you just know right away, like, what is your intentions? It's not, like, you don't really have the best intentions. But, yeah, I've seen it, like, going to industry events and whatever. I'm like, I don't even want to be here. Like,
real shit, man. Even like the stuff that I've done, I've been around a lot of artists. A lot of them are cool as fuck. Then I'll be around some where I'm like, you got no reason to have the ego you have, you know? Like, I don't think anyone should have that crazy of an ego, but especially not you. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's fucking That's wild so sometimes.
Fast. Yeah, like, it's like, I don't know. People, I guess it's ignorant people. Like, ignorance is bliss. And sometimes I wish I was a little bit more ignorant. So, like, life would be, you know? Because imagine just thinking you're like, the shit. Like, that's crazy. Like, you wake up and you're like, yeah, I'm the shit. It's probably so easy for you, but it's like, yeah, you gotta look at who are you, though, like, to think you're better than... I don't like think, like, people that think they're better than someone in this hierarchy and shit, like,
100% agree.
Yeah. What's
a hierarchy, man? Like...
Yeah. It's like, what?
Who the fuck are you?
Exactly. I don't know. It's just... Especially, like, Toronto, I think there's so many sick people and so many, like, creative, talented people, but then with the industry, like, I don't know, it's very small. There's no industry in Toronto. So the little 1, 2, 3 people that are, like, kind of in the scene, popping in the, you know, industry we have, it's very, like, exclusive, kind of. I kind of observed it. It's very cliquey, exclusive. I don't really fuck with that. Like, I'm trying to create a community, you know, and I'm, like, anyone is allowed. If you're a good person, you relate to it, you're allowed in this, and anyone can do anything. So it's like, who are you to kind of act like you're better than someone when, you know? I don't know.
I completely agree, bro. Recently I said some shit on here where I was talking about, like, creating. And I'm like, since when was creating supposed to be about, like, algorithm and acceptance? I thought creating was supposed to be to express yourself and, you know, like, and that's how I feel right now, where a lot of the stuff I see that's put out is just to, like, appease a certain demographic or get some position that I don't think exists. You know, it should be for, yo, I got some shit I want to express. Whatever. If I'm a painter, singer, rapper, like, whatever. You know, that's what attracted me to the SoundCloud era too. All those guys were kind of wild in their own way, I felt. You know, and like
just being themselves and being free. Like, there was no structure to SoundCloud, like, at all. And now it's because of, like, TikTok and shit. People are trying to get that viral hit, and, like, I don't know, I noticed the way people kind of, the marketing and people promote themselves is very, like, it's just the same. Like, the way...
Looks the same, sounds the same.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just like, you know, I'm like, it's not catching my attention. So it's like, and I'm sure other people feel the same way. But I don't know, I think some people just try to ride the wave of whatever is sick and what's popping right now. And yeah, but I don't think it's gonna work.
I don't either, bro. And I think it goes back to what we were talking about earlier of like what you're building is much more organic, much more solid. You know, like I don't know if you've ever thought about this, but like, would you ever take a year off or something like that from putting out music, something like that?
I kind of did.
You did?
Yeah, I haven't released music in a year.
And you still got people looking out for you. That means the foundation's there already.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's good. That's literally what's been going on. It's like I haven't released in a year, and my streams were like going up. My monthly listeners went up like the last month. It went up like 10K. It was so crazy. And I was like, damn, I'm not even putting anything up. And one of my songs, So Quick, is like going up in streams like insane. And I'm like, that's crazy. It's because, I don't know, it's just very organic and people are just fucking with it because, you know, like I can say that I make good music. I think people just connect to it and they feel the intention. And I really believe that, like fuck the structure and all that stuff. Like, I really do believe that, like, when it's real, like, real people are going to find it, you know? So, I don't know. That's how I always thought of everything, and it's kind of been working, so...
Might have to clip that. That might have to be a clip.
Yeah.
I love that, man. Fuck the structure. Yeah. No, that's real as hell, man. You gotta trust yourself. You gotta trust yourself, man. You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Keep doing that.
Exactly. It's
so many formulas, so many like strategies. Just fucking do what you like, bro.
So many. But it's like, who knows? Like, I think that's why I feel a little like, even with music, I feel sometimes of an outcast in my community. Like, not to say that, like, there's amazing people I've connected with in the music industry or, like, you know, making music. But I think just because the way I do things is a little different, I've always kind of, sometimes I'm like, oh, like, should I be doing it like this person and that person? But I'm like, no, this has been working for me. There's not one way to, like, make music and create and, like, put yourself out there. There's not one way to do anything creative wise. So it's like, I'm just gonna stick to it. And that's something I've been telling myself this year, is like, stop comparing yourself to other people, because I'm a different person. So
100%, bro. Please don't change, man. I love to see that, because again, like, I relate to it. I have a similar mentality. yo, I could do what these other guys are doing. It's not gonna be cool for me though.
Exactly. And people are gonna see through it. Like, I feel like they're gonna, when you're stopping authentic to yourself, like, it's so easy to see through it. Like, if you start doing like these other podcast dudes, they're gonna be like, you know, it's not gonna be real anymore.
Real shit, bro. And this is something I don't think gets talked about a lot. But when you play your music or you watch one of your videos or whatever, like a new project, you fuck with it, right?
Yeah.
Yo, that's the win right there.
Yeah.
You know, like everything's for a potential audience. Bro, make it for yourself first, man.
Yeah.
You gotta fuck with what you're doing.
That's so facts. Like, I wish more people thought like that. And it's, yeah, we're here to tell them. Just fuck with what you're doing.
Vigilante, man.
Fuck with what you're doing.
Yo, this is a lot of gems, bro. Like,
yeah.
Gem. I love that.
Appreciate you.
Man, my pleasure, bro. So, also, again, from doing my research, I see you run around a little bit. I see you posting travel photos and stuff like that in New York City, LA. Travel, important thing for you?
Yeah, man. I feel like it's so important. Like, I get so much inspiration, like, being away from home. And, like, I don't know, when you're in a new place, it's so different. And you kind of perceive, like, life and the world differently. So, like, I'm grateful. Like, I've got to travel to make music and stuff, too. Like, I go to Miami a lot to make music. And there's, like, dope people I work with there. And, like, just even being in Miami, like, the weather is great. There's palm trees. Like, it's a vibe. And I don't know. It's just, like, so sick. And I made so many cool songs, like, over there. And then I went to LA, which was cool, too. It was cool to connect with, like, people there. It's just, like, even different people, like, that grew up in a different, like, with different culture, a different environment. It's sick. It's sick.
That's real as fuck. Would you ever see yourself maybe relocating permanently to one of those spots?
I do. I love, you know, Toronto's going to be my home forever. Like, Scarborough is my home. But I don't know. I want to be, like, everywhere. I always tell people I want to be everywhere. But I really like Miami. So, like, I would totally move down there for sure. Just being there, I don't know. I just feel really happy over there. So, yeah.
Yo, that sunlight is the real thing. Like,
yeah, it's like, I don't know though. I guess it's also like just sunlight, the palm trees itself, just seeing the trees and like there's so much water, like Florida surrounded by water.
Right on the ocean.
Yeah, on the ocean. The beaches are beautiful. So it's so nice. It's so nice.
I feel that, man. I felt that way with Florida and Cali as well. Like, the only thing with that is, fuck, man, I don't want to work. Like, when I'm out there, it's just so sick outside. I just want to be outside all day.
Yeah.
Very tempting.
Yeah, you know? I know. I wonder how it feels for people that actually, like, grew up there and work there and stuff. But I don't know. I think for sure I'd want to live there for a bit. Maybe even LA. Like, LA, I don't think I would want to permanently live in LA. But it's cool. I feel like maybe for a year, whatever, just connect with people there would be sick, too.
For anything creative too, you gotta live, right? Like, you gotta experience shit. Sometimes you gotta go somewhere you haven't been before.
Yeah.
Do things out of your routine. Get that stuff to sing about, write about, you know? Very important.
Yeah. I think it sparks something different in your mind too. I don't know. Like, I'm in a different place. I get these different feelings. And then, you know, what I put on paper is like so different sometimes versus when I'm here. But I don't know why it works like that, but sometimes it just sparks this different type of inspiration.
I think you're just out of your comfort zone more, right? Like,
yeah.
Like, when you're in a different city, somewhere you don't know, like, you're chilling, it's like, holy shit, I'm not home right now. Like, I'm outside somewhere else. Like, you know, you're thinking a little differently.
That's true. Yeah. You just feel like, kind of like, I don't know, the world feels bigger when you're like somewhere you're not familiar with, right?
It's like a fun anxiousness, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree. I like to like roam. I know it's like kind of dangerous as a woman too, but I love to roam around by myself when I like go somewhere. So like even when I was in Miami, I was like walking around like by myself and I was just taking it in, and I don't know, I just like connect to like nature. I'm like a girl like that. I'm very like spiritual. So I like talk to the universe and the nature, and it's cool.
Relatable, bro. I'm a super wanderer.
Yeah.
When I'm somewhere else, bro, I want to see that actual place. Like, I want to feel it, you know?
Right?
I don't want to go to the just tourist spots. Those are cool.
Yeah.
But I gotta see the real parts of the city.
Exactly. And like this, don't you feel like that when you do spontaneous things, those are like the most fun? Like it's like I don't know, like we could do all the touristy shit, but when I do like the random, like I just randomly do something or whatever, it's like the most fun I have and like the most memorable moment.
100%, bro. I hate having plans, man.
Yeah.
I hate having plans. My like when I'm like on my off time.
Yeah.
If it's like a trip.
Yeah.
And I got mad shit to do of like, oh, I gotta be here by what's the point?
Exactly. No, I agree. I hate like some people like that, like having like a.
Some people definitely do.
Having like what we're gonna do this time, but like no, I'm super free spirited like that. Like I like to wander, like you said too. Just be free and enjoy it, because it's like, why am I on vacation or why am I away from home and I'm like, like putting like tasking myself, like I don't know.
Exactly, man. And do you travel solo?
Yeah, I've never did like a solo trip where I went to be by myself, but I've flown by myself and stuff. Okay. Yeah.
It's like a very strange feeling when you're somewhere else by yourself. Yeah. It's sick.
Have you done like solo trips?
Yeah. Dope. I recommend it. I think you'd fuck with it.
Yeah. I feel like I would too, but I'm just finding like the thinking of where I want to go first by myself.
Where are you thinking?
I think like as a solo trip, I've never been to like Vancouver and like the west side, of Canada. So I thought that would be a little bit more like, it's more chill. It's within Canada still, to do it by myself and then kind of see how I am by myself like that way. And then I want to do Europe for sure. Europe, Asia for sure I want to do.
I could see you liking Vancouver a lot. Yeah. It's got some Cali feel to it, but like still Canada.
Yeah, because it's the West Coast, right?
So the West Coast, and it's on that Pacific Ocean too.
Yeah, it's so big. The Pacific Ocean is huge. When I went to LA, I just felt so tiny. Like everything is so big. Then like the whole time I was telling everyone, I'm like, everything just feels so big and like enormous. I don't know.
Yo, you're absolutely right, man. Yeah. LA's very spread out too. Like it's not too much walkability. Yeah. Like it's sick to walk, but you're in that area. Like you can't really walk from one area to another.
To the next one, for sure. It's way too big. It's crazy.
Like Toronto, you could run around the whole city like easily.
Yeah, so easy. It's so small. Like Toronto's actually so small.
It is, man.
So.
And also, we talked about it before the interview started. The actual community itself is quite small, too.
Yeah, it's so small.
Like, shout out to you, Will.
Yeah, shout out to you, Will.
A bunch of people in the city really doing their thing. It's just funny how you stumble upon each other after a little while. Like, it's damn near bound to happen.
Yeah, like, you for sure follow them on Instagram. Like, you for sure follow all these people on Instagram, and then you eventually will meet them, like, when you're in the music scene in Toronto. Which is cool. How I met so many people. So many of my friends I've met from like social media and like my creative friends. So it's crazy. That's why social media, that's one thing that's good about it. But yeah.
I agree. That's probably the best thing about it, honestly, the networking side of things. Controlling your network too a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. You kind of know. Like you kind of know, even through Instagram, you don't really know who someone is. But you can still tell what their intentions are. The way, like you said, even you looking at my page and listening to my music, that's crazy that you were able to pick up on, like, my energy, I guess, right? So it's still, you kind of know, like, do I fuck with this person? Like, do I want to work with this person? Do I want this person in my circle type thing? Yeah.
Not real shit, man. Like, your music more like R&B categorized?
I say, like, alternative R&B, a little neo-soul kind of fusion.
Right. It's not the type of genre I typically listen to, but that was what was even more attractive to me. Like, oh, this is fire. Yeah. It's not usually what I listen to, but it's hard. That's dope. The visuals are very, very good as well.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm working on more visuals too, so.
You see yourself directing?
Yeah, like I have like stuff coming up that I'm working on, and like I made like the treatment and everything myself for all the videos that I have coming up. Because I think I have the eye for it. The one thing I struggle with is like bringing it to life, but that's when you tap in like other people and collaborate. But that's something I'm getting into this year, is like collaborating and like having people bring my vision to life, which is dope. Because I'm very like picky with my vision. Like it's like I have to really trust you to like allow you to kind of take the direction. But yeah, that's something a lot of stuff I've been working on, so I'm excited to put it out.
Good for you, man. I'm excited to see that. So far, like, I forget which video it was, but it's kind of like VHS style.
Yeah, Not Your Girl. That's
yes.
Like, yeah.
That was fire.
Yeah, thank you.
Really, really good.
Yeah.
It was a vibe.
Yeah, I wanted it to be, like, very just based on what the song is about, like, super chill and, like, laid back. And I feel like that's just my vibe in general. But, yeah, that was a fun video.
Dope. I saw you promoted that recently on a little interview too.
Yeah, so I'm performing with Rising Vibes Presents. They're like in Brampton, located in Brampton, and they just want to kind of create like a scene in Brampton. So it was dope. Like they're a dope guy, like a dope group. So we did a little. They wanted to kind of to promote the artists, just little interview questions. So I got to talk about like my video and I give a breakdown of Not Your Girl.
It was fire. I fucked with it.
Yeah.
Really good.
Thanks.
Dope, man. Shout out to those guys.
Yeah, shout out to them. They're cool guys.
Connecting dots.
Yeah.
Real shit. Love
everywhere.
that.
Just everywhere. GTA, Greater Toronto area.
Real shit. So yo, it's almost the end of the year, which is wild to me. When all is said and done, how you think you're gonna look back on 2023?
Damn. I think I'm already looking back already because it's like, holy shit, it's already like the end of the year. But I think I'm gonna, I don't know, I think I feel really proud of myself because I have a project coming out. So I had nothing in the beginning of the year and it was really stressing me out. And I had a really like I had this weird point where I was kind of like, I felt like I didn't want to do it anymore. I don't know. Like, I was kind of this weird block where I had, like, no motivation, no inspiration. But I fought through it. And even though I was feeling a little lost, I kind of took what I felt when I was lost and wrote that down. And then I made, like, now I have a whole project. And, like, by the end of the year, we're going to have everything going for it, like, videos and stuff. So, yeah, I'm just excited, like, that I'm happy and proud of myself that I pushed through and like found inspiration through the darkness. And like next year it's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna have everything to put out and share with everyone that's been waiting. So
fuck yeah, man. That's super sick to hear too, because a lot of people I think probably would have folded.
Yeah.
Like I'm done.
Yeah.
Push through, man. That's a huge factor. Through.
Yeah, it's the first time I felt like that. And it's because, like you said, it's like when you learn more about the business and the industry, it just makes you kind of like fuck this. Like, I don't know. It's just so whack. And then you kind of feel like, well, how can I don't know, like, do I want to be a part of this? Like, do I belong in this? Like, is this meant for me? And like, I don't know. I kept going because I'm like, nah, like this is something I want to do. And I know I'm meant for this. So I'm just going to fight through it. And I know a lot of things I wrote about are very, like, I allowed myself to be vulnerable. And, yeah, I feel like people are really going to get to know more of me. And I hope it resonates with them and makes them feel like, you know, they're not alone. So
when you say write, is it always music or do you journal and shit like that as well?
I do journal and stuff, too. I journal. Like, I write a lot of things down. It's very on and off. Like, I have phases where I write more and then sometimes I kind of, but I think that's okay. But this year I wrote a lot, like whether it's on my phone or like my actual journal. I wrote a lot and I actually started to share it on like social, like Instagram and stuff. More things I would write on my notes, like poetry or just journal entries. I would share them and like people resonated even with my journal entries. So it was cool. Like I'm trying to make it be like okay to be like, it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to be depressed, like, you know, it's okay. These are normal feelings, but it's like, just allow yourself to feel it and then like, I don't know, like grow from it and learn something from it.
Real shit. You can't mask that. Like you can't mask how you feel, you know, what you're going through. You gotta go through that, like deal with it.
You do. I feel like it's just like people are so hush about things and it's like the way the world is. They only want you to see the good parts, right? Even Instagram, it's like you only put the best photos of yourself. Nice. Like you're not gonna post a photo of yourself at home, like bummy, the hair messed up, like, you know. But it's like I'm trying to make it like okay to be like I said, depressed. Like it's okay to be down. It's okay to be going through something. It's okay to be lost. Like you don't have to pretend. Like, we can talk about it. It's a safe space. Like,
Yeah.
we're all going through. Like, no one is. I don't believe anyone's like truly 100% happy. You know what I mean? And I think that's okay. Like, that's okay.
Yo, bro, like, it's hard. It's hard. Life's hard, man.
Yeah.
Like, people don't want to hear that. Yeah. But it's a fact.
It is a fact. And it's like, it's okay. Like, we can, I don't know.
Do you read?
Yeah, I feel like I should be reading more, but
honestly, I don't read that much either, but recently I've been reading these, it's called Meditations from this guy Marcus Aurelius. He was like a Roman emperor back in those times, but he's now known as like a philosopher because his journals were found and it was just filled with all this crazy real shit. Yeah. And like I read it now, and this is thousands of years ago, but it's so relevant to today. It's a lot of what we're talking about now, just about like, yo, we gotta be the power, you know. Recommend it. Long story short, I recommend it. It's called Meditations. It's very easy to find. Like it's been translated because it's from however many years ago, but it's just trippy how like, yo, the human struggle has never changed, bro.
Yeah, that's what I say. 1,000 years ago, and like people were, that's crazy. I don't know. I think it's like humans are meant to kind of go through the ups and downs, but I think it's like cool because how am I gonna navigate myself through like the darkness and then like the happiness, and like I don't know, it's a struggle, but it's like a game. It's literally like a game, bro. But
yo, it absolutely is a game.
It
just
is
navigate as best as we can. Play it how we can.
Yeah, like the different paths that you can take in life, right? Like you can choose like happiness, well, the basic happiness or sadness, like darkness or light, but just the different decisions you make, how it alters your own story. It's crazy.
It is crazy. Yeah. It is crazy, man. And I think we're just responsible for our own.
Yeah,
you know,
we are, and it's like hard to say, but I think you can be there for people, and that's why it's great, like to create a community, and that's what I want to do. Is like, I know it's hard to like navigate it alone, but like I don't know, it's nice to have someone to rely on and kind of guide you through. So as much as I can be like, yeah, I did this by myself, like I didn't really. Like I have my friends, my like family. Even just a community I've created on Instagram through music or like social media definitely like made me, just help me go through it all and just see the light through it all. So yeah.
No, that's real, bro. You know what you're saying too? Like the quality of people that's around you. We need people around us. Yeah. It's gotta be good quality though.
Yeah, 100%.
And we be good quality to them.
Yeah, exactly. It's like treat people the way you want to be treated, right? Treat people the way you want to be treated. But yeah, like from COVID till now, I think it's like COVID too was such a weird thing for everyone as like a society and as like humans. And like I did a lot of reflecting, and it was a very dark year for me. But from then to now, I had to cut off like a handful of people because I was like, some people were just not aligned to me, and like I just felt like their intentions weren't good anymore towards me, and like it's hard, but I did that, and I was like, this is something I have to do to better myself, better my life. And after I did that, I actually met, like I still had people in my circle that I'm still like cool with, and like I know that they're like gang for life, but it was crazy because when I started slowly cutting off like just people that I was like, you're just not good energy in my life, I met these like amazing people like right after, and it was crazy. Now they're like my closest friends. So I believe the universe rewards you when you do that work, for sure.
Completely agree, bro. You're playing the game the right way.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like you start to see it and you're like, whoa. It's like, I don't know. It's like we really do have power over our life and our story. So
we really do, man. I don't know. I just really enjoy these types of conversations because you can see the work you put in, you see the moves you make. Who's to tell you that it's not true? It's happened. I've seen it. You've seen it. Like it's real shit.
Exactly, and you feel it too. So
feel it.
I'm always going into these conversations. So thank you for allowing me to get into it.
Thank you, man.
So I know it can be a lot sometimes, but yeah, I feel like when you're the same, it's sick.
Yo, it's funny that you say that because people, I know that I get that. Like people feel that way about me sometimes too. Like, all right, again with this shit. But like, what else are we gonna talk about, bro? Like, we're gonna talk about bullshit.
True.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care. Like,
yeah,
this is real shit.
Like surface level shit. It's like, how far can we go in our conversation with that? But I don't know. It's like sometimes you see how people get a little uncomfortable, and I always like, I'm never trying to make someone uncomfortable. I just feel like not everyone is like access that part of their mind or like allowed themselves to really like I said, the internal work, like do the internal work to be able to have those conversations confidently. So it's cool. I always appreciate people allow me to kind of just be myself and just talk like that, because like I can talk forever. I have so much in my head to say.
Same.
Yeah.
I rate that, man. But you know what that I respect about you? Like, it's not that you're telling anybody anything. You're just expressing yourself.
Yeah.
Like, or you're not forcing anyone to think a certain way. You're not forcing anyone to do something. It's just your beliefs. Like, it's my experience. I'm talking about it. That's to me what it should be.
Yeah. No.
Never once have you talked about like, oh, someone else.
Yeah.
You know, or this is how it should be. It's what you feel about yourself and about what you've done, you know? That's what, to me, that's real shit.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's not gossip.
Yeah. I fuck with that. It's cool to hear about yourself through someone else, but it's like, these are things I think, but I'm always like, I don't ever want to make someone uncomfortable. But no, you're right. We're having a conversation, and yeah, I never force anything upon anyone. Like, it's always like, this is what I feel, this is how I think. And I love hearing about like the way other people think too, even if it's like different from me. I love learning like new perspectives. It's crazy.
That's how we learn, man. It's how we grow. Like, talking to someone that has a completely different upbringing as you, or from a different background, that's a really important thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, oh shit, you know, what's on the news is not what's always true. There's someone who lives this lifestyle and they're not what people say they are, you know?
Yeah.
You gotta learn for yourself, man.
You do. And you just have to have like the right, I think it gets it gets easier to like spot the bullshit when you really start to listen more than you speak. So it's like, as much as I do talk a lot, I listen at the same time. And I think that's really important, because some people do a whole lot of talking, but it's like, what are you even saying? It's like, you know, that thing where it's like the loudest person in the room is like not even saying anything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Loudest one's typically the weakest.
Yeah, for sure. And trust me, I've seen that shit. Like, I've been around people like that, and it's like, what are you even saying? It's like always trying to prove a point. They're always trying to, I don't know, prove themselves, when it's like, no one cares. Just be yourself. Like,
facts.
Yeah.
It's insecurity.
Yeah.
Call it what it is.
It is insecurity for sure. Or it's like insecurity, or like envy, jealousy. I don't know.
All ugly traits.
All ugly traits. Facts.
Fuck, man. We're approaching an hour. Unreal conversation.
Yeah.
Time flies. A couple last questions if you have a minute. That's cool?
Yeah.
One question that I like to ask, I've interviewed other female artists before, and I just think I'm always interested to hear what you think about this. You're in an industry with mostly men, yes?
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's a challenge that you have to go through as a young girl?
Just being around men?
Yeah, like, do you ever feel like there's a bit of a power dynamic, like?
For sure. I think it's like just the male ego, and it's like misogyny and like, you know, misogynistic men and shit like that. But I don't know, for the most part, I think me, like, I'm always like true to myself, and it's like, I'm grateful because I personally have not experienced like terrible men like that. And I think it's because I'm just very, like I said, even before I like link someone, I'm like, even coming here, I felt there was good energy the way we were talking, and I was like, yeah, like, it's gonna be safe space. So I kind of like, it sucks because as a woman, we have to think ahead. Kind of, we have to be like 10 steps ahead before we enter spaces. But yeah, like, I hope that answers.
No, it does. I asked you that question because we all hear those stories, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I think about it, I'm like, fuck, man, I get that. Like, I get how that happens, you know? So I'll just like to hear from, like, you're in that scene, right? Like, see how it really is.
Yeah, like I've observed it. Like I kind of, it's weird because things I've noticed. I think as a woman, I do see how people kind of like look away from me and they'll like talk to. I've seen that, you know, where
Okay.
with a guy, and then even when you meet someone, they're not really looking at you because you're a girl and stuff. But I think it's like the way I carry myself. I try like I don't let people like I'm like I know I respect myself and I think it shows. So it's like I kind of demand that respect even the way I carry myself. So it's like, you know, you're gonna look at me like I'm here, you're gonna notice me and you're gonna like, you know who I am type thing. But it's like I'm not forcing it, but it's like I think I bring that energy. But I've definitely seen how like it's weird. I've seen how men kind of have talked to me and it'll be cool, but then there'll be a next girl that might be a little bit more, I don't know, like I don't know, and then they kind of talk to her in a different way, and that's also weird. And I don't fuck with that either. Okay. It's kind of like, why can't we just be ourselves and who we are, and kind of just have people respect us for who we are? I don't know, but I've kind of noticed weird shit like that too, which I don't like because I'm very observant. So it's like, don't treat me away and then treat someone else a different way also. But yeah.
Love that, man. Mm-hmm. Thank you for asking that question. Yeah. I feel like kind of weird asking it. Yeah. But I'm always curious to hear the answer. So it's like.
Yeah. I hope, you know. I mean, I don't know if I answered your question.
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
Yeah. It's just, it is weird. No, I'm glad you asked that. And like, even as a man, like, you know, you acknowledging that it is like weird for women a lot of the time.
Yo, I'm observant as well. And when I'm out, I'm like, I don't know, bro. These guys are kind of fucking funny, you know?
Like, so funny. So funny. But I don't know. I think that I like that people are more vocal now. So it's like when there's weird shit, people are like very vocal about it. And it's like, yeah, like fuck these guys. Like, you know, who cares about who they are and who they are connected to? It's like they don't need to fuck with them or be around that just because they have this platform or whatever. But yeah.
I like that. Love that, man.
Yeah.
What are you listening to these days?
I'm listening to, dude, I'm always listening to so much different music, but I've been listening to like Brent Faiyaz's new album a lot. I think it's fire.
Do you fuck with Lucki? I saw you made a Lucki post. Okay, so
love you Lucki. Saw my Lucki post. Damn, I fucking love Lucki.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sounding so wild, but I did see it, and I fucking love Lucki. Yeah, that's why I wanted to ask.
Yeah, I fucking love Lucki too. Like, what is his last 5? Sex, Money, Drugs was hard. I like his old stuff, like Freewave 3, like Watch My Back. Those are hard.
So fire, bro. Yeah. He's such an interesting artist because most of his stuff does sound the same, but it's always like fire.
Yeah.
There's like a little there's an air, you know?
I feel like he tries to, like, I don't know. I remember I tweeted something that was like, Lucki so versatile, and it went viral because he liked it. Like, Lucki liked my tweet, and then it started going viral, and there's so many dudes in my, like, replies, like kind of, like, teasing me or, like, being roasting Lucki and stuff, and I'm like, no, like, I'm not saying he's the most versatile artist, but I think he tries to, like, with Flawless, like, the song with Future, Capital Denim. I was like, he matched his energy. I like how he has a feature and he kind of matches their energy, which is cool. So, like, as a rapper, like a trap, or I don't know, do you consider him trap? I don't even know.
I don't even know, bro. He's got his own sound. Yeah. That's a fact. Like, Lucki's sound is his.
Yeah, and, like, even just what I like him because what he writes about is so real. Like, it's very... He kind of talks about the dark shit a lot and, like, what he's been through and, like, his addiction and stuff like that, which is, like, different. That's why I fuck with him, so.
I love Lucki, man. I agree. He's someone where you could make him, like, an IG caption.
Yeah.
Like, every fucking song, you know? He's got very quotable music.
Yeah, he's hard.
He is hard. Yo, I appreciate your time, bro. This was a lot of fun for me. You have anything you want to promote, plug, talk about, anything? Floor is yours.
For sure. So yeah, you guys can listen to my music on all streaming. I'm working on a project. Getting it like mixed and mastered right now, so I'm excited. I've been making videos for it and stuff. So 2024 is definitely gonna be like a popping year. I've been quiet, but next year you're gonna see a lot of new stuff. And yeah, I'm excited for that. Stay tuned for that. And yeah.
Amazing, bro. What's your IG?
It's SHANUKA Sai, so SHANUKA
Shout out SHANUKA, man. I really appreciate you. Go fuck with her music. Go keep an eye out. Keep it pushing, man. 2024. Excited to see what you got going on.
Yeah. Excited young for you legend, too, man. Appreciate you having me. And yeah, next year's going to be crazy for everyone. Feel good about next year.
Agreed, man. Shout out to Toronto. Versatile Vigilante. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's get it.